This morning I was very scared and anxious because because I've been stressed out lately about like what the fuck I'm doing with my life. I've also been stressed out lately a lot about like who I am as a person, I guess, and just how different I am from I guess like quote unquote normal people. Or I feel like I just don't function properly. I feel like I just don't function like people are supposed to. And sometimes I wish I functioned normally, especially because well, I don't know, I just feel like I'd fit in more. And maybe my life would be simpler, maybe. I'm not sure. That's just an assumption, really. I don't think anybody's life is exactly simple because being alive is pretty hectic and weird, but I do dream about being less of me sometimes, and I dream about being more of someone that's more ideal for this society, but I'm not the ideal person for this society. I don't think so. And sometimes it's hard to figure out what the best move to make is, you know? Because being myself and following what I want to do is in kind of the opposite direction of what I'm like quote unquote supposed to do. And if it's in the opposite direction, then I'm getting criticism, you know, from the world and from my parents and from people in general because I'm just not doing things right how I'm supposed to, quote unquote supposed to. And I don't know, I guess it's just hard figuring it all out. But whenever I don't know what step to make next, I guess I just focus on doing something. Because I think something is better than nothing. And I think a lot of people, including me, feel frozen sometimes. And sometimes we just end up doing nothing for hours and hours because we're so frozen with decision paralysis. And we're like, what is the best course of action? What should we do? Or, you know, but I don't know. I just keep doing the things that I want to do. I keep doing things that make me happy, that I feel I should work towards. And in reality, I'm just kind of hoping that it works out. I don't know. If my heart and mind are telling me that I'm doing the right thing, my heart and mind are telling me that I'm headed in the right direction, but then, you know, I turn around and there's a lot of signs out there in the world that, or not signs necessarily, but just a lot of imagery out there in the world that tell me that I'm doing the wrong thing and that I should be, I don't know, following a more traditional path. And by traditional path, I mean like going to college and then getting, you know, a regular job. But, you know, I never finished college and I'm not exactly working towards a career that is exactly normal. I'm mainly pursuing like arts and projects and shit that I find cool. And yeah, I mean when you follow a path like that, you're constantly being looked at like a disappointment, or you're constantly viewed as different or weird. Mainly weird. You're viewed as like lazy and weird and unhelpful to society. And that's not exactly healthy. That's not exactly something that makes me happy because I'm just feel like I'm constantly being shit on. And I don't know. I mean, some people would just be like, "Oh, well, just keep doing you and don't give a fuck about other people's opinion." And that's, you know, easier said than done. And I think I've even said that before too to people. It's way easier said than done, trying to ignore the world and trying to ignore certain people and certain things that are being told by you. But I don't know. I wish I just had more confidence and trust in myself, because I feel like I doubt myself so much because of how much doubt I have felt from others towards me. So because I've dealt with years and years of doubt and criticism and people just telling me to change or do something different, it's like I've been instilled this I don't know, I'm just like doubtful of myself now. When you're constantly being doubted, it's like that's gonna affect you in some way, and you're gonna start doubting yourself. So it's like, imagine how hard it is, because I know I'm not the only person going through something like this. Imagine how hard it is when you're trying to have confidence in yourself and follow a path that you think is right for you, but then you have so many people telling you to change and do something else and telling you that what you're doing is not right. Like, that's gonna mess with your head, and that's gonna fuck with you. And obviously in certain aspects you have to be realistic about like whatever the fuck you're doing, but I don't know. I think it's healthy to have some to practice like realism, but I think it's also healthy to have some optimism and some faith and hope, and to dream big dreams. I don't think society is where it's at right now because of people who always wanted to play it safe. I think it's advanced. I think us as humans were so advanced because of people who took risks and dared to like do shit differently. So I occasionally like to tell myself to just keep doing what the fuck I'm doing and forget everything. But sometimes it's really hard to do that. Sometimes it's really hard to just focus on me, because I have so many things just taking my attention away from me. But I'm getting better at it though. I'm getting better at focusing more on me, but it's very hard. And I guess with time it'll get easier. But right now it's still pretty difficult. It's fun to draw though, and it's fun to create shit. One thing that does help me is that I just think about if like what if I died today right now? If I died today right now, I think I would be content with the fact that I was following something that made me happy, and I was following something that like I gave a shit about, versus trying to please, the majority, trying to please like other people, And if that's the truth, then that means I should keep doing what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, like, we're living for ourselves, not for other people. And so many people out there in the world don't realize or understand that, because they're so accustomed to following orders and following paths that were chosen for them and trying to please other people's needs, that so many people have forgotten that we are our own people and we're supposed to be taking care of ourselves, not just other people. And yeah, if I died like right now, this second, I think I would be happy for myself that I at least followed the things that made me happy and I worked towards them, instead of just throwing them to the side and doing something that would make me fit in more. So if that's the fucking case, then I don't think I should stop.